Hello everyone, welcome to Tech Insight channel. So today what we will discuss is how to use uh, AI itself to create prompts and generate images. Basically what we are doing is we are using AI to create some prompts, and those prompts are used to generate the images. AI itself is creating AI images. That's what you're going to see and how to do it. So the images are usually generated through prompts. And if you don't know what prompts to generate, right? So I'm going to show you a quick trick on how to do this. So some of you are familiar with the Chat GPT. So if not, I will leave a link here below about the details about what Chat GPT is, and it's a NLP that was recently made public for the public to use it. So it's based on the OpenAI. It's a NLP, which is basically called as natural language processing model, and we can use ChatGPT to converse with it and then do various things, right? It's a natural language trained model, right? AI engine. So what I'm going to use is, so if you don't have an account to this, it's easy to create an account. So you can go to chat.openai.com, and then you will be able to log into this, and using your Google account, or you can create a new account. Okay. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to ask ChatGPT to create some prompts. So I'm going to say create few prompts should generate AI images. All right, so it is generating a few prompts. I'm going to show you what it is. All right, so it says basically generate a surreal landscape with floating islands and a giant robot in the distance. Create a portrait of a person with a cyber implant and a neon blue hair. Draw a futuristic cityscape at night with the flying cars and glowing skyscrapers. Render a fantasy world with the dragons and castle in the cloud. Design a surreal creature with multiple eyes and tentacles and wings. Okay, I'm going to say generate more. Okay, generating few more prompts. So create futuristic sports stadium with the floating stands and robots as players, and draw the desert scene with a group of robot nomads gathered. So in this one, right, I'm going to select few, and then I'm going to see how to generate the images. Okay, I'm going to generate few more actually, keeping animals as a theme. So all of these seems to be more robotic. So I'm going to say generate few prompts, keeping animals as a theme. Okay, generating few more prompts. Floating islands. It's talking about the dragon again. Taking animals from the society. Futuristic jungle. All right, so I've generated some prompts. So I'm going to pick few of them which are interesting for me. So I'm going to pick this one, draw a futuristic landscape, cityscape with the night flying cars and growing skyscrapers. And I'm going to take this one, render a fantasy world and dragons and castle in the clouds. And I'm going to say design a futuristic laboratory with advanced technology and strange otherworldly machines. And no, I'm going to do this actually. Create a futuristic sports stadium with the floating stands as a robot players. And then finally, I'm going to pick the design of fantastical world with the taking animals. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these prawns, copy it, and I'm going to try it out on Dream Studio. So so if you haven't, I'm going to have a more elaborate video about the Dream Studio, and I'll put a link of this, so or once I'm done with it, and stay tuned for that video. But here I'm going to quickly explain you what Dream Studio is and how you can play around with it. So Dream Studio is based on Stable Diffusion. It is hosting it. So when you sign up for Dream Studio, So it will give you some credits. So based on those credits, you can generate images. So let me make it centered. Okay. So it's going to generate the images for you. And once you run out of the credit, you have to start paying. But they give you free credits up to 100 credits where you can actually generate those images. Right. So basically, what it talks about here is it basically gives you a width and height, which is about 512. It usually generates good images with this minimum width, and you can slide the scale to high, and then same thing with the width also to generate so many pixels. And the config scale, basically, the closer, the higher it is, it will generate the images closer to your prompt. And the steps is how many steps it has to take to generate your image. And this is the number of images, right? So I'm going to change the number of images to maybe 4. And number of credits, if you increase the number of credits, your number of images, your credits also will increase. And sampler is basically there are different samplers. So if you turn it off, right? Yeah, LKMS, LMS. So this is a sampler is basically how does it, what kind of training model, how is it being trained, right? The machine has been trained, and what kind of sampling is supposed to use is what it talks about. And the model is basically so they have different versions of the stable diffusion 1.5, 2.5, and 2.0, and 2.1 is released recently. So the different ones. So I'm going to pick one of the things that we discussed earlier. So I'm going to say draw futuristic landscape nights with the flying skyscrapers. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's see what it does. What I'm going to do, so it's going to take zero point 0.8 credits for me, and number of images are okay. So steps, I'm going to increase the steps, right? Steps to maybe 61. Usually with the 60 or more, what I've seen is, it generates good images. So it is going to take, a little bit more credits for me, but that should be okay. So I'm going to make it 3 actually. Let's see if I can make it 3, and let me make it 4. Let me generate. So usually it takes few seconds to generate it. So you have to be a bit patient. There you go. So these are the images it generated. So this image is pretty cool. There's another image it has generated. There's another image. There's another image, right? So those are the 3 images it has generated. Okay, so I used ChatGPT to generate other prompts. So I'm going to use one of the other prompts actually, which did not generate earlier, but it generated it for me earlier. So I'm going to say, so to make it more lively, right? So a realistic stick photo of a beach scene with palm trees and crystal clear water, right? So I'm going to say 4K, and I'm going to say HQ, right? High quality, and then I'm going to say 4K generate images. It's going to generate. Okay. So by the way, so once you generate these images, so you can basically go ahead and copy these images, save these images. It's easy to save the images. So just basically say this in order to save the images, right? So that's what you do. And otherwise, it kind of puts it in the history. But if you clear the browser, these images will go off. It won't save these images. If you clear the browser, then you'll lose all these images. So back to the new prompt that we talked about. So I'm going to use this prompt to generate it. I'm going to keep all of these same. Number of images, I'm going to change it to 3. And I'm going to generate it now. Stable fusion, and then the sampler. I'm going to keep. I'm going to try the LMS KLMS and see if it generates some good images. Okay, rest I'm going to kind of keep it same. Config scale, I'm going to keep it in 9. I've had some good experience with the config scale 9. So let me generate the images. Well, that was pretty quick actually. Not bad. These images are pretty good. It's good for an AI. So this image is really good actually. It's got a sunny. It's going to be nice white sand, and got nice palm trees, and it's green and nice. And this one is another one actually. It has generated, right? So blue sky, blue water, palm trees, and clear crystal water, right? So beautiful. So that's how you do it actually. You can use AI itself to generate these images, and you can save these images. It is all your own images. So hopefully you learned something. If you learned something in this video, please do click like and subscribe to my channel. I will do a very detailed video about this Dream Studio in the future, and it will talk about some negative prompts, and then some oil painting, and few more details of how to generate really good images. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you later in another video. Bye.